Hello friends, hello fans, loyal audience, and haters are welcome too. So enjoy the show. This is video number 9 of the matrix dissected and unloaded the next level. So I'm gonna try to give you better information. I do see something new, and I am pretty sure and have concluded that Cypher and Neo are related. So they're either father and son or they're brothers, right? Now, you will probably recall that I developed a theory that Neo is the father of this current Neo. But then there was Adam Street Bridge, right? And the Son of Man and so on. So, like I said, a Neo may be a template, a line of Neos, right? From Adam, the first creation when he was seduced out of heavens, as I showed you the fall by, when Morpheus seduced him and he fell from heavens, as Neo was falling from the sky and so on. And so on and so forth, right? But now, regardless of that particular fact or theory, as I theorized, I do believe I have enough evidence now to and I'm comfortable to stating that fact that Cypher and Neo are related. So they're either father and son, and there's plenty of evidence to that. And there is the theory of two brothers. I will tell you about them, but let me go to those scenes where I believe, where I am a believer. Now that made me believe that these are, according to the movie and the script, they are related. So here we go. Okay, as I mentioned, that they are father and son, most likely father and son, or at least two brothers. However, from the movie, I should warn you from what I've seen so far is that Cypher doesn't know, according to this movie, or what I am seeing, the details in the scenes and so on, is that Cypher doesn't know that Neo is his son or his brother, perhaps. But he's looking at him, if sometimes biological relationship can spring up and you have that feeling, right, toward the other party, right, that is not normal. If you're looking at bystanders who are not related to you, you have that humanistic feeling toward them. They're like you in life, walking all walks of life and doing their chores and struggling in life and so on. But if you see someone that you do not know is related to you, there is that spiritual attraction. You tend to focus on them. They look interesting. They look somewhat familiar or something of the sort. And then that feeling, which is mysterious, unexplained, that gets your attention and you tend to focus on them. But before that, I want to show you here, after Neo has been given birth by that tunnel that I showed you, here he looks like a baby, right? He looks like a baby who was just born. If you see no hair and so on, and that's how babies are born, they're hairless, and unless you're Obama, you're born with full afro. And then there's something else, breech delivery, cesarean section, and there's the shaving of the afro before you're delivered. All right, give me a second. All right, so we'll begin. So here, as I explained to you, the red pill just decapitated the poor Neo. Sucker. Uh-oh. And it's lightning. And he just lost his head, right? I keep, this always looks, like telling a pin that pinpoints the situation here, gives up the entire situation. The rundown wall, broken mirrors, and and the headless statue now sitting on a side table, coffee table or something, like a statue, in your cupboard, right? But here, when they enter, observe Cypher. Everybody is looking away except Cypher. There's that feeling that he's seeing someone familiar, you know?
Be online.
Notice. You notice Cypher? And he held his hands. He's just not sure what he's seeing. You know what? I don't know. Maybe APOC is related to him as well. But no, I think this guy is like, I know this guy. You know, like I know this person. He looks familiar. He looks interesting, and he's confused about the feeling. He doesn't know what it is, right?
Time is always against us. Please, take a seat, baby.
So obviously he's not related to Trinity or Switch. Maybe APOC. I don't know about APOC, but let's focus on Cypher. Cypher is confused and he's not feeling uneasy about the entire situation, what he's seeing and so on. But there is a chance that he's been there before and he remembers and he knows what's going to happen to him, right, as well. Yeah, this here just doesn't make sense to me unless there is really a teleporting, you know. Now, right now, I can believe everything. I have seen evidence to a lot of things that are really not in the public domain or not in books or history or whatever it is.
The pill you took is part of the trace program. It's designed to disrupt your input-output character.
I have explained this before.
Your sequence so we can pinpoint your location. What does that mean?
It means buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy. Because Kansas is going bye-bye.
So, what he just said is something that he himself has been through. Cypher knows what's going to happen to Neo, right? Or maybe his brain is dead and he just, you know, he's confused. He doesn't know that's his son. There is more evidence later in the scene. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. That's what I think it is, right? I told you is that when he looks at the back of his arm or his palm, right? That's him, right? Being mangled, and that is Cypher, I believe. I do believe that is Cypher. Or somebody else, I don't know, but that looks like Cypher to me, right? I don't know. I think that's Cypher. Yeah, that looks like Cypher. Okay. That is Cypher, and that's him. This means that Cypher has been through the same journey, through the slaughterhouse, right? And he's been through the slaughterhouse before Neo, so he knows what's going on. So his concern and his confusion is he doesn't know that they are related. Or this could be a reflection of the actual real Neo, that historic Neo that they're talking about in this movie, right? This Neo being Middle Eastern, right? All right, here, let's go back here. Now he patted, notice, APOC is looking away, right? right? APOC is looking away, right? I don't know what that means. You have to know that signaling system of Masonics or whatnot. But she's using that mask. I used that mask when I was young. I used to work in the summertime back home in Syria as an electrical welder. You know, we used to go in the summer and do like in the industrial area, do some work and so on. So I used to work there and I did some of that. What's she welding, right? I don't know. And you can see there are batteries and so on, right? These are like large batteries. Nuclear reactor maybe, I don't know. So APOC looks away, right? But then switch and Cypher. Is that his father and his mother? I don't know. Maybe these are his parents, right? And the face on that hand could be that next to Neo's could be hairs, one of the two. But they're looking at him. There's some keen interest in him. Maybe they don't know, but I think he's their relative. That's definitely his father and that's his mother. Or they could be his siblings, right? Like from that freezer of sperms. Right? Let's go back again. Notice. Now, I have seen it before where a woman told another woman about the father, right? By going behind him. It's a Dutch movie that plays out in New Zealand. And then where the woman wanted to tell the other woman who was riding the airplane that this guy is the father, right? She walks behind him exactly like that. And she puts her hand on his shoulder. And the other woman, you know, opens her eyes like wide. Her eyes go wide open, and that actually meant she told her that this is the father. And I am saying this now. I am looking at the eclipse starting in the United States here in Chicago. It's the sun outside is getting dim, right? Right. So he is right. There you go. It's like your mother. Maybe we can do just like a Stairway to Heaven. Read, read backward.
Switch.
Oh, sorry. All right, I just went out and looked at the solar eclipse. It's not healthy, but I did. And the moon is just about 1/3, in, you know, blocking the sun like about by 1/3. All right, so let's repeat this. Again, today is April 8th, 2024.
Switch.
I think that's it. Mother. And he takes a look at bulldozer and tank. And father. These are your parents, Neo. Notice the look on their faces. Cypher and Switch. And like I said, you can play backward. Maybe you can sort out some stuff, right? And that's what I believe in now. And let me show you another scene. Again. And he says,
The little one behind you is Mouse.
I think Mouse is his brother. From the same fridge, the same set of sperms. or the same vial of sperm, or before him, or something of the sort.
You wanted to know what the matrix is in you.
Maybe APOC is his brother too.
Trinity.
So now there's something I noticed. I don't know if I noticed or not. They never show Trinity with that metacortex connect or interconnect in the back of her skull. I never seen that in this movie. Maybe because the hair covers that metacortex. I don't know. Let's check things out. So I'm going to reiterate here that those infants are being made into bugs. You know, they're harmful to society and so on. And they're grabbed by a demonic hand. Yeah, as you can see, I don't think she has that interconnect in the back of her head. So there are two families here. Trinity and her husband, Morpheus, and their two children, Bulldozer and Tank. And then there's Cypher and Switch. And there's APOC and Mouse. And now Neo. That's my new theory. But whatever I said is still valid. I haven't changed my theory. And then again, here we have what looks like batteries connected sequentially, or series of batteries connected. And this seems to be some kind of a nuclear reactor here, or something of the sort.
It's gonna pop.
He's gonna pop. He's worried about him, right? The look is different now. Notice, he's in distress. Usually,
It's gonna pop.
macrofacial expressions, if you see those ridges on the forehead, that means he's in distress. He's feeling the feeling of distress. And so is Switch, right? So is Switch and APOC. But these guys have different looks, right?
Just breathe.
Okay, the solar eclipse is progressing. Almost full, not yet. It's dark. It's like dark outside. All right. So I want to show you something here. Switch is worried. So is APOC. So is Mouse.
What he makes means it.
So is Cypher. So we got Cypher, Switch, APOC, and Mouse. Right? That's a family of 5, and now they have a new one. And then there are these two. This guy seems to be oblivious to things. You know, he's just looking around. Maybe that's why he lost his life. Similar to the concept of Sonny. You know, the heir for Vito Corleone, he got killed quickly, and then Michael Corleone came about. So this guy is more like Michael. This guy is more like Sonny. Yeah, there's a concern. That's the feeling of a mother, right?
If he does.
Trinity wants him to make the jump. Why? Because she knows the whole operation, the whole course of events is to grab him and ditch everybody else, which will happen at the end.
No problem. I'm not worried. Very good, Mike.
Right? Let's see. She's a little bit concerned. Now the decision is made. This guy fell. They want the one that doesn't fall. You understand? So now he's gonna give a new sperm, and they're going to. She just abandoned him here because she was hoping. Now notice these guys are very concerned, right? I don't know what's wrong with Mouse, man. Look at his fingers. He needs to clean up or something. I don't know.
What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
So the two families, there are two families on the Nebuchadnezzar, right? Cypher and Switch, and then Morpheus and Trinity.
Everybody falls the first time. Right?
This guy is confused, right? He wants to do something with Trinity. Take Trinity out of that family of Morpheus. Let's go back a little bit. Oh no, let's go. So here, as you can see, I don't see a connector in the back of the head here on Trinity. So something is wrong there. She's waiting on her investment, right? This guy is going to take her back to heaven. That's Zion, married to shape-shifting Morpheus, or Satan, or 666, who seduced the first Adam from heavens. Maybe deep down inside she want to get rid of this husband, right? Get rid of him. But at the end it shows you that she can't. So this fight here, even though he's training him, he's breaking his ethics, his humanity. It's between demon and man, jinn and humans, demonic or whatever, and fallen angels and human being.
Again.
Notice, Bulldozer is weird, like he's just looking away, is not concerned or something of the sort. He's a little bit ignorant of the facts, or feeble. He's feeble, right? That's why he gets lost. And again, those three here are together, and these two are together, right? The Cypher, Bulldozer and Tank, right? And then Cypher is vacillating, he's confused. You can see the interconnect here, supposedly, right? So Christ, he's fast, right? Now, he's impressed by him. Again, he has that feeling. Maybe they know. But this guy, Tank, is laughing now. Mouse wants to help, but then Tank prevents him, right? Notice, he's wearing something yellow, right? He's operating him by yellow thing here. That's Chinese or Mongol. Did you see that? I showed you that before, but now I know, like different families. This guy, Mouse, I think he wants to help him. He wants to help Neo, or he's happy or something, but Tank is laughing because he knows that Neo is being broken. And again, Mouse is happy. His relative is more than he can, more than Morpheus can handle. This guy is worried now. Notice. Earlier he was laughing because Neo was getting beat, right? And he wants that to continue. Now, Neo is beating Morpheus. This guy is happy, this guy is not. You see it?
What you're trying to do? I'm trying to free your mind.
Oh no, he's trying to break you. You will discover if you watch the movie from the start to the finish, from the beginning till the end, you will discover that Morpheus won't give his life to anybody, for anybody, as was stated by the Oracle, right? Give his life for yours. No, that's not the case, folks.
I'm going to show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
That's right. He keeps repeating that, right? I show you the door. You have to walk through it. That's the door of loss, of sin, of... he'll just become a zombie. They're probably down in hell.
Tank. Load the jump program.
Now these two are worried. See? So these three are relatives. They're either siblings of Neo, or that's his mother. But now maybe they're siblings, and Cypher is their father. Maybe these are the ones, those children who were sitting at the Oracle, right? Maybe, I don't know. The ones that were called potentials. Remember potentials? They're 4 girls and 1 boy, and there was that riddle, the Buddhist monk. Okay, we've seen this, so I'm going to hold it a little. Okay, back to that scene. She's disappointed. She wanted to have him to go back to heavens. But now she's going to have to produce a new one. Kill this guy, this Neo, and then produce a new Neo. See?
What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Everybody falls the first time.
This guy is confused. He's sitting next to a tank and Trinity and Bulldozer. Again, look at Bulldozer, looking backward. Bulldozers is shown to be, you know, like oblivious to things, feeble, and so on. Maybe that's why he lost his life.
My friend.
I think I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again.
Sewers. Used to be cities that spanned hundreds of miles. Now these sewers are all that's left of them.
Quiet.
So here, if you see,
Disabling the electrical system in the blast radius. It's the only weapon we have against the machine.
the berate. I think I explained that to you before, but whenever there's a disturbance that Zion is in, and it doesn't have to be, when Zion is threatened or there's a chance of it being exposed even partially, but that's not the case. They're proactive as well. They immediately produce revolutionaries. Who are the revolutionaries? The revolutionaries, such as the Spanish revolutionary, they're all Zionists, or communists, they're all Zionists, or Ayatollah, they're all Zionists, or Hezbollah, they're all Zionists, or Houthis, they're all Zionists, or Mao Zedong and his cohorts, they're all Zionists, or even in Japan, or even in Vietnam, or even Pol Pot, or South America, all the revolutionaries were produced and instigated and raised and woven and by Zion, right? The revolutionaries with the beret. And they disturb society. They turn society upside down. So now the authorities or figures of rule, such as kings, presidents, parliaments, courts, law enforcement agencies, judges, special counsels, whatnot, you know, if they begin to see that Zion is behind everything that's going on, immediately revolutionaries spring up and disturb the flow or quietness of society, right? And meantime, they make their escape or overturn the wave that's coming against them. They are making assumptions. Here is also something that tells me that Cypher is his father. He's confused. he wants to make an alliance with Zion, right? With Morpheus and his wife, Trinity, and Tank and Bulldozer. And they're not, Trinity is not accepting him, right? He is offering himself and stuff like that. Here, history is being mangled. That's not how it was, right? As I mentioned to you, there's a clear evidence in this movie that they mean Muhammad, Prophet or the Messenger Muhammad by Cypher. But here, there's a tender moment between father and son, right? Let me show you.
Whoa! Leo, you scared the bejesus out of me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Your son.
The Matrix? Yeah. You get used to it. I don't even see the code. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead. Hey, you, want a drink?
Does that sound familiar? I mean, I don't do that, neither it is in my culture or religion, but isn't that how a father offers his son the first drink? Remember, hey, you want a drink? I mean, suddenly Cypher has a tender moment. He's like becoming a father. He's acting like a father. His instinct, that unconscious or conscious unconscious instinct. Now he sees his son, or maybe his relative, his brother, I don't know, but that's more likely his son. Now I am pretty much concluded, I have concluded that Cypher is his father, but he doesn't know it. However, those inner feelings, inmost feelings that are have been disturbed, and now he's a little bit confused.
Right now I'm thinking the same thing. Actually, I've been thinking it ever since I got here. Why, oh why didn't I take the blue pill?
I explained to you that was diesel, right? You know, kills kills brain cells, right? Maybe other cells too. Notice that's like a fatherly smile, right? Tender smile.
Good shit, huh?
That's how they talk to them and pat them on the shoulder, right? On the back. You know, when they talk to them like that. So that's definitely his father.
That was an exit. Good for two things. Degreasing engines and killing brain cells. Oh. So, can I ask you something? Did he tell you why he did it? Why you're here? Jesus.
He says Jesus now, right?
What a mind job.
If I want to call this movie, the correct title of this movie, not The Matrix, I would label it as a mind job, right? This movie here is not The Matrix, it's a mind job. What a mind job. I bought it for $5.99. All right, now you know how much it is. And the $5.99 is like on top of the stuck on Morpheus's head, right? Forehead. I'm not trying to say that's how much he is, right? All right. But yeah, that's what I think it is. I think I can call it What a Mind Job. And then just that's what the movie is. But then the fatherly feelings are here, right? They're playing out in this scene.
So you're here to save the world. What do you say something like that?
He's advising him. He's his son. No wonder. Remember what Morpheus told him earlier? What was said is said for you alone, right? When he exited from the oracle and he met him, right? And he looked at him sternly, right? And he says, what was said is for you and you alone. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want him to tell Morpheus or Switch or Epoch, because Switch, I mean, he doesn't want to tell him. He doesn't want him to tell Cypher and Switch and Epoch and Mouse or anybody else, because Morpheus knows that if Neo tells Cypher about his experience at the Oracle, he would have told him. Why? Because look what he just said. said to him, right? He's trying to wake him up. It's that fatherly feeling, right?
A little piece of advice. You see an agent,
You see an agent,
you do what we do.
you do what we do.
Run.
He wants his son to survive. He knows what's going to happen to Neo, that they're going to send him to fight the agents, and then he's going to get killed.
Run your ass off.
He just gave him an advice, which may or may not save him. However, it didn't save him. Why? Because Neo is not yet able to decipher all the hints and codes and messages in the chat, and hints and advices and warnings. He's just unable to do so. The guy is being in solitary confinement all his life.
Nice food truck. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Isn't that what a father tells his children? Sweet dreams when they go to sleep? Sweet dreams. Okay, I had something to say here to you guys. What did I say earlier in the last video about stealing sperms, or the video before as well? Some imps that you don't see, or goblins, or golems. Golems, remember Golem? That Harry Potter movie? They come at night and steal your sperm. But you have to eject them first, right? This guy just lost a ton of them. Raining outside. You will feel as right as rain. What did the oracle tell him? Feel as good as rain. Now he's just raining. He's raining sperms, right? He's raining sperms. And they're taking it from him into the freezer, and they make other Neos. Endless fields of fetuses grown, right, by demonic entities. Poor Neo. Notice, they make him actually reflect the impression, as if he knows that he lost so much. And did you hear the thundering? Alright. So I don't want to remember nothing. I don't know if this is slang. I don't want to remember anything of what's going on, or it means I don't want to remember nothing, meaning I will like to be aware or remember all the events and the details of what's happening, right? That's what it means. Or it may mean erase the history. That the history, you know, like the victors, as they say, writes the history. Well, that's not always true, right? Some historians in this world are righteous, and they wrote the history as it should be written. They investigated, they verified, checked facts, and then eventually they wrote their histories. These mainly are the Muslim historians, right? Arab historians. But here that may mean that, one of the two. I am betting on it saying that he just doesn't want any history or all these bad memories to come back again. Meaningly, he doesn't want to remember his days in hell or whatever it is. That's it. He wants it gone, right? Again, this is a mouse here, shrouded, just like you saw outside of the hall. There's a shrouded figure and a headless figure on top of the machine, right? The shrouded figure, where Tank told him that there's something wrong, and then he tried to go back, but they blocked him. This may seem like the agents did so, but I don't think so. Now I know that from the flow of the movie, you can see the underlying hints that Tank actually blocked him, because now they are going to execute him. They're going to execute Trinity. No, they're going to execute Switch and APAC and him and Cypher, as well as Neo. So this guy just took care of him right there and then. I did make a joke here or two on this, but I thought I failed to explain a certain situation. Here, how he stands up is like that old black and white German movie, the Nosferatu. That's when he's laying down on his back, he gets up like that. Here's one more hint toward him being father of Neo.
Morpheus was right. And there's no way I can pull this off.
Morpheus was right, there's no way I can pull this plug. A father will never harm his son, his own child, daughter or son, right? A father will always take the fall for his child, right? That's what he just said. If Morpheus was right, there's no way I can pull this plug, meaningly killing him, right? So as to save him from the fall or from whatever is going to happen to him. But, so like I said, I think Cypher is the father of all those. He's the father of APOC, he's the father of Switch, he's the father of Mouse, right? And now he's the father of Neo, right? So that's Cypher's family. And now Morpheus's family is Trinity, Tank, and Bulldozer. And they're fighting over Neo. But Neo is his son, right? But they eventually take him from him because Neo is the embodiment of like God in the flesh, right? He's something special. Now I want to tell you another story. If I told you that the role played by Cypher is really the messenger, Muhammad or Prophet Muhammad. There's a story like this, right? His grandsons, Hassan and Hussein, right? The younger one, Hussein, I think is Neo. And if these two are brothers, right? So Neo is Hussein, the one who was instigated and spurred and motivated by Zion, and he went out to fight the Umayyads, right? And he got killed in battle. But prior to that, his own brother, the older brother, said, and I quote, he said, "Don't go into battle." He advised him. He refused, right? So he went out to fight and then he got killed. How did he get killed? Exactly the same situation. When those Zionists who instigated the fight and they played him for a fool and they stood with him, when the battle was about to commence, they just abandoned him and left except for a few. And then he got killed, right? So that's what it is, I think. Now his children, Hussein's children, I think there's no historical evidence of that. Hussein's children, the grandson of the Prophet, were taken into Zion and married into Zion. Probably one, probably more. So this is a possibility that this guy is Hassan and the other guy, Neo, is Hussein. That's a possibility. This thing happened later in history as the grandfather, right? Or the father of Queen Elizabeth. Remember the two brothers, Albert and I forgot the Elizabeth's grandfather, his name. One was made to abdicate, and the younger one, father, who's married into Zion, the queen mother, was of Zion, right? And she gave birth to Elizabeth, mother of Charles, the current king, right? So there was some kind of a coup. They removed the older one, similar to Hassan and Hussein, removed the older one, or the older one abdicated, right? Only the younger got in, and eventually England, well, England was always in the hands of Zion. It was really Israel before Palestine became Israel. But then it was official, formal. Now they have direct rule. I mean, it was like the last nail in the coffin of England when Queen Elizabeth took over. This is something similar, right? The older one abdicated or got killed, and then the younger one took over, right? So they could be brothers too, but no, I think Cypher is the father of all those four. Islam itself, the Quran and the traditions of the Prophet and so on, there is like time and again, Prophet Muhammad and in the Quran and Allah for that matter, tried to get the Jews out of Zion, out of Morpheus's grip, right? Time and again, but they refused, and they tried to assassinate him a number of times, and so on and so forth. There's so much details around that. But he, let's put it this way: if that was his endeavor to get them out of the hands of Morpheus or 666 or the one who seduced them from heaven, they refused. It's the other way around, really. So he tried, right? Maybe that's what Cypher is doing here, trying to get Trinity to get out of there, as to abandon Morpheus, but she refused. What we would do without Morpheus, remember? The Zionists, right? Genuine childs of Zion, they couldn't, what would we do without Morpheus? That's what the Oracle said, that's what Tank said, that's Morpheus, when he got called, they went try to rescue him, right? So you see the battle here. If you're fond of history and religion and historical events and so on, you could probably decipher the course of this movie, right? Or what it is talking about. It's really a typical struggle, right? And then I can clearly see that this man is really representing Muhammad here. And Morpheus is Satan. And then Trinity is Israel or Zion. And they're in the belly, like sitting on the lap of Morpheus, while Cypher is talking to the agents or angels of God, right? So there are two families here. Zion is behind every war. Every pandemic, every distortion of history, every financial calamity, they're the negative side of the world, because Morpheus, the one who seduced us out of heavens, is their main man, right? Is their main God, their main character, and they're into him, heavily into him, right? They're strongly into him, right? They are carrying out his will and his power and his work, right? Right? And they function, their main function is that of Harry Potter, cloak of invisibility, right? And they usually, once they commit like world wars and so on, they just disappear from history, right? And then reappear again. Satan will not let them go, right? No, they're his right arm, they're his right hand, they're his functioneers, they're his evil work. You'll find them on TV, you'll find them in the stock market, you'll find them running terrorist organizations and so on and so forth. That's what Zion is. You're there, you're a sheepdog, and they will kill you. Notice here, I don't know if this is just an oversight, but Trinity has been through some weird, like valiant fight, like really deadly fight, right? But here, she's like just taking a shower and new makeup and new clothes and all, right? As if she hasn't been into such a terrible, bloody combat, like flying in buildings, crashing into buildings, and so on. But that face is a demonic face, I can tell you that. This woman is a demoness.
Do you want me to tell you something?
Oh, she's hesitating, because when he fell, she knew he was gonna die. That's why she looked down or looked to the side. She knew he was goner. But they're going to take one out of him, right? And have a new Neo, and she will make sure that he's dead before they depart. So what I meant to say, I kind of skipped over, is that she looks like fresh, right? Hair and all. If she had been in such a terrible fight and she just ran into, like, out of the sewer and so on, she should be like scruffy and messed up hair and dirt and dust and. But no, she's like brand new, right? I don't know, maybe it's just an oversight. Doesn't mean a thing here. Or it could be that the woman who fought along with Neo is not this woman, or this woman is a devil, meaning she refreshed, like she just somehow morphed again and again, right?
What it could mean if it did.
Okay, I think I explained this before, but I'm gonna try to take another stab at it. The newspapers means one of two things. The newspaper means one of two things, or like one is that this event here in Spain and Southern Europe, like France and Italy and so on, when Muslims were fighting with the agents, blah blah, right? Or the Morpheus sent the agents to, do so and so, is that it's going to be history. So it's in the paper, right? It's history. Or it could be obituary, right? That's his obituary. I think my earlier comment is that he was, it's an obituary, right? But it could be history as well. Now, again, this may be a coincidence here, but by his hand, you'd see that red fire extinguisher, which means what? I don't know. It could be just a coincidence. So he grabbed something red, right? But the newspaper is actually closer to Neo. So Neo is gonna become be in the paper, like they say. And here, the telephone booth or the landline, you see the green matrix, right? Green matrix, which covers the inside, which is blue, right? Right. So Zion is really the house of Morpheus or Satan, and its main inhabitants, the family of Satan, is really his children are Tank and Dozer, and Trinity, genuine children of Zion. That's what this movie says, and I'm not shy from calling it to what it really is, right? I mean, that's that. Think about it. So Zion is really the house of Satan. Cypher belongs to the other side. He tried to break free, is what he's saying. There is, from what I understand, at least in the Christian and Jewish probably tradition, and Jewish tradition and Christian traditions are really new, especially Jewish traditions, because the oldest Jewish manuscript is really 8th and 9th century, meaning to 300 to 400 years after Islam. And we know their scholars took a lot from Muslim scholars, right? So the modern Jewish religion is really not exactly the older religion, no. The older religion was a set of values and rules and so on, but was not much in terms of life, intervening in life. Islam differs greatly by including life and law and science and all that stuff. So that's what it is. Zion is really, that's what I see. And from my personal experience in life, Zion is really the house of Satan and it's his brood. So are they really his children, Zionists, or say genuine children of Zion? Are they really the child of Satan? There's evidence against that, at least from Islam. Islam calls them humanity or human beings, that are misled. I do believe the same thing, but sometimes I really wonder, because some of them exhibit senses that are beyond us humans. I don't know if that means anything, but the serum here is like 7.5 cc's. I don't know what cc's mean. I know that's like a medical term the nurses use. cc. But I think they're trying to heal him after they grabbed him, right? And there was one time in history, where really Morpheus was cornered, and the world changed much in the favor of into the territory or realm of the agents, and that's the appearance of Islam. 300 years later, Satanism and all that worship of idols and so on was largely gone. Humankind went back to ethics and gain and sober and so on and so forth. So here he's caught, but he is not really completely out. So Zion comes to save him, and they saved him, and their war against the Green or Islam commenced.
Primitive Negro you captured.
No, he stopped at 5 or 4.5, 7.5 to 4.5.
Where did he come from? Which is like the Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization. When I say your civilization,
So here, as you can see, there is the all four. So that is mouse, maybe, APOC, switch, bulldozer, right? So bulldozer he stole, and there's mouse, switch, and APOC. But where's Cypher? Alright, so he says something here that's interesting.
We don't have any other choice.
Even Morpheus for Zion, even Morpheus is dispensable. That's Satan, that's 666. Morpheus, shapeshifter. Sometimes I wonder who seduced who out of heavens.
Never send a human to do a machine's job.
So that's Neo, they're talking about Neo. So Neo is a human, and the machine's job, I don't know what machines mean here, but it could be the demon, or could mean a angel, or something of the sort.
Canadian science failed because connection as soon as possible, unless they're dead. In either case, we have no choice but to continue as planned. Deploy the sentinels.
Now, law enforcement agencies are sent by the intelligence agencies, or the government official intelligence agencies.
Obviously, one. We are the cure.
Okay, so what do you need? Besides America. Guns. Gloves.
So now they're marching all kind of guns. Here, lots of guns means a lot of higher guns, and armies, and they're preparing for really a world war here, war that will last 100 years or something like that. It could be the Mongols, and as well as the Crusaders, as well as the Inquisitions, and so on, all going against the Muslims at that time. Something like that was said by a certain Zionist, or a rabbi, let's put it this way. His name is Winston Churchill, and he said, armies under our feet after World War II. Armies under our feet. That's what he said, Winston Churchill. Go check it out. I'm not accusing Pink Boy of anything, really. Pink Panther. Nah, it's Pink Bulldog. So I mentioned something similar. The beret means revolutionary, subversive movements, and undermining governments, and subversion, and they instigate revolutions and so on. That's what the beret was. Just saying again. Okay, I thought I noticed something here. I don't think the shadow is congruent with the agent. I mean, they're not mirror image. If the sun is coming from the outside, from behind, I mean, it's a possibility. I could be wrong. That's what I thought. I thought the shadow of this agent is not exactly a mirror image, or a symmetric reflection of the agent. That's what I thought, but I'm not sure. Here, I'm going to take one more stab at this here. I think the baskets are the vessels. You know, you put stuff in the basket, like don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think that's what this is here. You know, those baskets, you know, are for frozen. They're frozen by ice or something. Green, right? Green. It may or may not mean that, or signify something else, right? But the baskets, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know. But the baskets is usually where you put all your eggs, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. There is a red basket there's a green basket, and there's like brown baskets, right? So maybe these are the females, the carriers of the seed, right? That's what I think it is. Excuse my language, I had to say it because that's what I'm trying to really crack open the secret or the hidden meaning of this movie, right? And I explained to you those birds on the flag of Iran, on the flag of Hezbollah, which is really a Zionist organization. So is Hamas, so is Houthis, so is the Iran regime, so is the Syrian regime, so is MBS, MEPS, and so on and so forth. But that's what I thought. I was going to make a note on this here, those baskets, right? And the announcements and communication gear and city phones. Everybody is under monitor. Nobody escapes the Oracle, G, and the Matrix, right? Or not the Matrix, rather than Zion, not the Matrix. They know everyone in town, a potential or whatnot, right? All right, let's see if I find something else. I think I made this also clear that devils cover their eyes with sunglasses with shades, but I'll repeat it just in case I didn't, right? Devils cover their eyes with sunglasses, dark shade sunglasses, right? And okay, we'll stop here today. Covered a lot of grounds, and this happened, making this video happen. I produced this video during the eclipse of the sun here in Westmont, Illinois, April 8th, 2024. Have a nice day. See you in video number 10.